can't even tell where I'm hitting right now. So this is a Smith & Wesson 442. So it's got like a 14, 15 pound trigger, and it's like a 4-stage trigger. So prepping that trigger is really hard. I ordered some Wilson Combat J-frame springs for this that should bring it to around, what I've heard, around 10.3 pounds. And then I want to get a slightly bigger palm swell grip for this. Probably a VZ grip, something that still carries well but fills my hand a little bit better, just because it is a little short. But it's hard to zero with these. It's hard to zero red dot with a revolver when it's got a 15-pound pull. So I'm not even hitting it, which is weird because I went down more. What the f am I hitting? Oh, I gotta come way down. Oh, it's better. Let me go up to. The Wilson kit doesn't get rid of the 4-stage trigger. It lightens it up by about 5 pounds, 4.5 pounds, and it makes the trigger more natural and smooth. You can do a polish job in here as well. Shield Arms doesn't make one of these for the hammer model J-frames, like the 360, 340 PD, stuff like that. So when they do eventually come out with one for those, that'll be easier because, you know, you can cock the hammer, get it into a single action format. It's easier to zero. This is definitely a bitch to zero. These are Blazer 125s, target loads. I've got a ton of different 38 rounds, but I figure I was just gonna go burn these first. Is that the middle? I'm still gonna put it one more left. It's hard to get that group. At first I was a little skeptical because I tried bore sighting it and I saw that this design kind of has a very gradual, like 2-degree ramp, lifting the optic up instead of having the optic be parallel to the top. Not sure why that is. I'm sure if you ask someone at Shield, they'll tell you why. You can see it is a thinner dimension here than the front dimension there. So the optic is like tipped up. So you're driving the gun down to find the dot. It does take practice finding that dot. I gotta drive it down. When you shoot a revolver, you can tuck your thumb there and then grip your thumb there. If you're doing a lot of target practice with your revolvers, you can get like the shooter's chalk. It'll help keep your grip on the gun while you're shooting it. So drive that dot down, find it. So instead of trying to stage that this time, I decided just to commit to it, a nice smooth pull. And I got 3 of 5 impacts at 50. I jerked that one. 2, woo. So again, 3 of 5 at 50. I'm gonna call that a W. I'll run this as fast as I can at 20 yards. All right, dropped one. No, over the top. That's a solid little carry. This thing's violent. I'm gonna go for the headshot. prep, prep, prep. Right over the top. I think I still need to come down. Woo! F***ing violent. I think that's pretty good. I mean, it's still hard to perfect. It's still hard to get it perfect, right? Because you're still prepping the trigger compared to like Smith & Wesson 360, which is dude, these are monstrous 38s. These are like spicy. I don't know what they are. GFL 38 Special. All right, I can definitely say this gun is a lot more easy to track the dots on now that I can. Try to see how fast I can shoot at the 25 while not dropping a shot. So I dropped 2 shots just hooking that trigger. Let's do an array. Missed. All right. Missed my first from just kind of not prepping the trigger through my shooting. I shoot the 360. Not looking forward to this. These are probably like 125 plus Ps. They don't say plus P on it though, but they feel like plus P. 1, 2, miss, 3, miss. It's a little harder. I got the Trijicon dot here, big dot, so I gotta bury it, so I sent 2 over. The only nice thing about these is you get that single action pull, which would make it a lot easier to zero the red dot. So I mean, having single action's nice, you know, and I can cock and shoot pretty quickly, but for target acquisition, once you're on, this grip is a lot nicer. This is a full-size grip from VZ Grips. It's the Operator 2 in black, and I'm pretty happy with it. I can definitely target acquire faster. The problem is prepping the trigger at distance. Obviously, people are gonna say, well, that gun's not designed for distance. That gun's not designed for distance. You're not wrong. Let's see a 50-yard shot. So I just got 4 or 5 shots at the 50-yard steel prepping the trigger. I don't think I could do that in single action with this. You know, you gotta prep your trigger, but that's 4 or 5 shots at 50, and I'll prep it. I'll single action with this. Pray for the best. Did you hear it ring at all? Nothing? So some people say, well, it's, you know, removing the ability to carry this in a pocket. I mean, you can still fit in a pocket. They still conceal amazingly on the waist. Here I have our handy dandy, optic ready, R.O.C compatible holster. You can see like my belt sticks out more than the gun. So no one's even gonna know you're carrying a gun. The optic rides under the belt itself, helping press the gun into you. Give me a beep.
Beep.
See, that trigger, that's gonna take practice. Prepping that trigger fast enough on the draw without NDing.
Beep.
All right, got it that time. So, I mean, if I had a hammer fired gun though, I could probably cock that hammer and shoot pretty quick.
Beep.
So, miss that shot.
Beep.
Yeah, it's tough prepping and just going straight for it, but it feels a lot better with the new spring, with the Wilson springs in here. I put the number 13 trigger spring in, and it's got the hammer spring that comes in the kit. Got hung up on the belt. Right over the shoulder. Hit. Glancing blow in the pelvis. It's a hit. It's a little harder to get in. I gotta cut a little bit more of the holster away from the R.O.C, and you know, it sits on the optic, so you gotta kind of draw back. Right off the left. So from the draw, need lots of work. Driving that dot down and prepping the trigger through, but again, it all comes down to like, what are you using this for? You know, people call it a belly gun just to get people off of you, but hey, if you need to shoot far and you got time to prep, that's 4 or 5 at 50 again with the zeroed optic. That's pretty fast shooting at 50 yards for a 1.875 barrel, one drop shot. And again, just getting that prep down real fast. You're not winning a ton of drawdown gunfights with this thing, but you got everything on your side: concealability, accuracy. It's just one of those things, you get a little bit of practice, you probably get real good with it. And that's the reason why I went with the full size grip here. That pinky that's right here, for me, it helps me drive that down and find that dot, because you do have to drive it down to find the dot. If I'm not driving with my pinky, the gun wants to sit a little bit more up. So I went with the operator grips. Thank you so much for watching our review on the Shield Arms R.O.C. It's a really cool little bit of kit to enhance your capability with a 442 hammerless J-frame or any of the hammerless J-frame models. I do wish they come out with one for the 360. Problem is the mount and screw locations are hidden under here towards the rear, and you got one under here, so you'd have to modify it. The 360 is a great gun. Any of the hammer fired guns are great. It would have been cool if they made them for the hammer fired guns out the rip, because you know, you have that single action to zero the optic. I did struggle a little bit zeroing the optic with the original trigger springs that are in here and the hammer spring that's in here. So Wilson Combat, $9.95. You can get their spring kit. Comes with 3 different trigger springs, 1 hammer spring, and it really dropped this down to about 10 pounds, which makes it way easier. The operator grips from VZ are nice. They really, these straight grooves here, they dig right into my palm, and I'm able to drive the gun down with my pinky to find that dot faster. But it's a pretty cool capability. Again, I don't have like 10 round mags when I go to Massachusetts with my out-of-state carry permit. This might be a great gun to carry in Mass, because it's Massachusetts state legal. Now I have an optic on it. I don't have to worry about, did I grab the wrong magazines? Am I breaking the law? Super concealable gun, disappears on the waist. We have our new quick ship holsters for it. So all of our revolver holsters are actually in the revolver holster builder, and then the lead time reflects what style of holster it is, whether it's handmade good or something that's going through production. This is in leather. It's a leather looking Kydex. We're releasing this very soon. By the time this video is out, this is available. And We're gonna have an optic cut and the little cut around the trigger guard for the R.O.C. And you'll be able to have an optic ready 442, 642 holster for any of your needs. It's a really cool little capability. I saw it a long time ago. It was out of stock for a really long time. Finally came back in stock not too long ago, so I bought it from Shield Arms website. I just wanted to see what it was all about. It really does enhance the capability of such a little firearm like this. I don't think it hurts me on the draw because I carry my 360 in a holster. I still might pocket carry this in the winter, so I carry my main pistol, but this will be in my pocket of a heavy jacket depending on the weather, because, you know, do you train to unzip your jacket real quick and get to your primary pistol? No, it's a little hard, especially heavy jackets in the vehicle, stuff like that. So I usually just load this up with 125 Spirit Gold Dot, keep it in my pocket, no holster. You know, I just keep my hand off of it. It still has this one has about a 12-pound trigger pull, whereas this one out from the factory was like over 14. Again, I still think these are great pocket guns in the wintertime. You can shoot through your pocket to defend yourself. This has a mod 4 DCC clip here. This can clip onto gym shorts or whatever, swim trunks. It makes a very nice little concealed pistol for the summertime. It's a get away from me gun for the most part, but having a red dot on it just gives you that capability. If you need to send a few long ones, you can be confident and comfortable behind yourself taking those shots if you needed to. A lot of purists think this is like the wrong direction revolvers are going, but I mean, depending on where you live, what the laws are, and you want to carry and you want an optic and you want capabilities, there you go, you have it. So anyway, thank you so much for watching our video on the 442 with Shield Arms R.O.C. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section. And this is Alex Costa. Please like, subscribe, and check out our holsters.